Hey guys, I'm going to do a review today. This time we're going to be looking at the Immerse series from Tyndale. This is like a reader set, and this may be a fairly long review. I'm going to try to go through each and every individual one of these because this is the complete Bible set that they sent me. And each one of these books have different things in them as far as the way that they're set up. I mean, they're not set up like a regular Bible is going to be. They're beautiful covers. These are paperbacks. They come out with these individually for a while, and you can find each individual books. These are great if you're going to do like a reading plan with your church. And as we go into this and as we look at these, you'll see that the reading plans that they have in these are really good. One thing that I will say is that I like that you can actually buy the complete set, and it's fairly inexpensive. I believe the set was $79, maybe it's $85. It's somewhere around in that area. But of course, like I said, this doesn't have your verse numbers. It doesn't have your chapter headings, anything like that. And I want to just get right off into it. It does come with a little pamphlet that kind of tells you about some of the things in it. It has your ISBN number, some different things there. But let's look at these individually, and I want to see some things because each one of them's different. Now this first one, and I'm just going to kind of go in order the way our Bible's set up. You don't have to do that. If you choose to, you could start with the poets or the prophets, or in the New Testament with the Psalm, whatever it may be you want to do. But I'm just going to do it this way to start off with. This one is the Immerse, the Reading Bible. This is the beginnings. Now when you first open this up, you're going to see that it comes with a quick start guide that gives you some information on this. One thing that I do is it says here, I want to read this. It says, Quick Start Guide, 3 ways to get the most out of your experience. Use Immerse Beginnings instead of your regular chapter and verse Bible. This special reader's edition restores the Bible to its natural simplicity and beauty by removing chapter and verse numbers and other historical additions. Letters look like letters, songs look like songs, and the original literary structures are visible in each book. So you see, all those things that we take for granted today when they say turn to Genesis chapter 5, verse 6, that never was in the originals when it was originally penned all those many hundreds of years ago. So these are set up just like they was. They're set up like books. As you look at these, it's like opening up your favorite novel and looking through it. So each one of these has a reading plan. As you can see here, it's an 8-week reading plan. It's my understanding that you can get through all of these, I think, in 3 years. I'm pretty sure that's right. Maybe it was 1 year. I can't remember now. I should have looked at that before I started this video. But anyway, this is your reading plan. Each one of these books has a reading plan in it. And another thing that I want to say about this one is this book here has Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Basically, the first 5 books of the Bible, the five books that Moses wrote. And it does have, each one has a welcome page where it tells you about the system that they're using here. It tells you about, it's an introduction here to the beginnings, kind of like a study Bible would have as far as your book introductions and things like that. It tells you all in through it. Tells you about the first book of the Bible. It also gives you kind of, you can see right here, a little kind of like ABCD of Noah and the ark and all that. But here you go. Here's the beginning of Genesis. I want you to get a good look at that. It's single column format, no verses or chapters. And this is the New Living Translation. I'm not sure if I mentioned that or not, but all of these Bibles are the New Living Translation. So you can see here, as you read through it, this is the entire parts of it. Now at the top, as you can see here at the top, it does tell you where you're at. Of course, that was Genesis before. This is Exodus. And so you're not going to get lost in it. And it does have some markers for different things throughout it. But that's pretty much the first one here. And then, of course, here in the back, it does give you some more information, a few maps of different things. But this is a great tool. It gives you several pages in the back also if you would like to take notes. Now, like I said, this is kind of going to be a long review because there's several of them. This was the first one. The second one that I have here is the kingdoms. And just like before, after we get through this first one here, we kind of can move on along. Same deal. It has your quick start guide and your 8-week reading plan in it. And this one covers Joshua, Judges, Ruth, Samuel, and Kings. So I'm pretty sure that's 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st, 2nd Kings. Now this one too also has your welcome page, tells you about this part, the introduction. Like I said before, it tells you about the books that you're going to be reading, and it starts with Joshua. And then as you go through, of course, there's Judges, same format, single column format, just like a novel. All the way back to the back, and you're going to have your literary forms that it gives you, just like the other one did, a note to the readers, a few maps, and a few blank pages for notes. So, like I said, maybe you're looking at doing a study of different ones. Each one of these contains different books. Here is the Chronicles. Same deal. Has your 8-week guide, quick start guide, your introduction, and this one contains Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, and Daniel. So this one actually has Daniel in it, which is strange to me. I would think that it would be in the prophets, but there's a reason for that. I'm not sure why. But I guess it's the Chronicles of while they were in Babylon. So, here you go, the same deal, introduction to Chronicles, and then it starts in with Chronicles, Ezra, and Nehemiah. And as you read through this, same format as the other ones. Now, same deal in the back. Has your little maps, your study helps, and your blank pages. I'm going to try to get through this. I'd like to keep this under 15 minutes if at all possible. Then there's the prophets. Study guide in the front. Your reading plan in the front. This one is broken into different areas. Now this is one that was in time periods. Before the divided kingdom, during the divided kingdom, after the divided kingdom, and different things like that. So, before the fall of Israel's northern kingdom was Amos, Micah, Hosea, Isaiah. The second grouping includes prophets who spoke after the fall of the northern kingdom of Israel, but before the fall of the southern kingdom of Judah. Zephaniah, Nahum, and Habakkuk. And then the last set was after they were taken into Babylon, which is Jeremiah, Obadiah, and Ezekiel. Then the fourth grouping is when they come back during Ezra and Nehemiah's time, when they come back and they're rebuilding the temple. This covers Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, Joel, and Jonah. Same setup. Introduction goes into your prophets, single column format, all the way through. And in the back, of course, you have your helps and your maps and your blank pages. Poets. Just a quick start guide. These are broken into different sections as well. These ones, one grouping is the Psalms, Lamentations, and Song of Songs. This is a collection of songs. And then the second part is a collection of the wisdom, of course, which is Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Job. These are the poetical books. Same setup. And this one too, this one's a little different. They're set up kind of like songs, actually are. It gives you what the song is and everything, a psalm is, all the way through to the back, just like the other ones. So we got one more. We've made it now to the New Testament. Now, This one is set up in a different format as well. Here's your 8-week reading plan. But I want you to catch this, that this one is set up that, I'll just read it here. Luke through Acts is a 2-volume history of the early church movement written by a Greek physician named Luke, a traveling companion of the Apostle Paul. Luke's 2 volumes of Paul's letters were addressed primarily to Gentile audience and are fittingly grouped together. So all these come through in all of Paul's letters. So you got Luke and Acts, 1st, 2nd Thessalonians, 1st, 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Romans, Philemon, Colossians, Ephesians, Philippians, 1st Timothy, 2nd Timothy, and Titus. The Gospel of Mark is based largely on the Apostle Peter's memoirs, so he's grouped with Peter's letters and a similar letter from Jude. So Mark, 1st Peter, 2nd Peter, and Jude are together. The Gospel of Matthew was addressed primarily to Jewish believers, so as were the books of Hebrew and James, so they're grouped together, Matthew, Hebrews, James. And then the last grouping is by John, which is, of course, the Gospel of John in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John. And then the last grouping is Revelation. So you have those in here. It's the same setup. One thing that I would suggest do, because I can't cover each book and I can't go in depth with them. This would be an hour-long video. So I would suggest that if you do get these, that you read the beginnings of them. It'll give you a better understanding of how these are set up. I wanted to do just a quick review. Maybe if you wanted to see what books were in each one. I do think this is a great little set. It is the new living, the NLT. It's the living translation. And it does come with this little guide as well. But this is a great reader plan. If you want to get your church involved, the living translation is a great, it's a dynamic translation. It's not a word-for-word translation. It's a thought-for-thought translation. It flows well. It makes a good reader. It's not going to be as hard or as wooden as like a New American Standard Bible or something like that. This is one that you can just pick up and just read like a regular novel. So I hope this helps. I really like this set. I think that for the value that you're getting and the way that it's set up, I think that you can't go wrong. I mean, they could have bound these in something besides paperback, but you're looking at $200 or $300 at that point. So this is more economical. I think they went the right direction for the purpose of them being used. I think that what they're doing here is a pretty good setup. Hopefully I've got some more reviews coming. We got some, been kind of behind lately, but we got some more coming. Check and make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my reviews, and like my page. And we will see you again next time.